Ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls, it's time for below grade level. Watch out, we're right behind you.
Hello and welcome to Below Grade Level, the show where we take the books that we read as kids and read them as adults and ruin them. I'm one of your hosts, Jonathan Eaton, and with me as always is Bekah Eaton.
Hello.
And Chris Zaleski.
What's up?
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm now looking at the page and seeing where I think your finger is.
Mm-hmm. It's not there yet.
Is that not your finger?
That's not my finger.
Oh.
That's like a shadow.
Interesting.
You'll see my finger. It's
Okay.
almost unmistakable on this first page.
That sounds threatening.
Joining us as our special guest on this episode 3 of us reading Phantom Valley, the Evil One, is returning champion Kelly Fuller. Hello, Kelly!
Hello.
How's it going?
Great. This accent just came out, so clearly it's sound of mind.
You're geared up.
I guess.
Kelly Fuller, bitch.
I thought you called me a bitch for a second. I was like, hey, come on.
No!
No, I got there. Don't worry.
But that's our our relationship.
Like you
I
don't
can
call
do
me a
that.
bitch
Come
all
on,
the time.
Yeah. You bitch!
Oh my god. It's so weird that I can hear you when I stand outside of the house.
We were just talking. I feel like this is the most I've seen Kelly in like forever because we recorded Sketchy Show. What was it, last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We recorded Sketchy Show last week, and then we had a party on Saturday, and you were here, and we were singing karaoke, and now we're doing this again. So this is fun. But yeah, when we record Sketchy Show, Bekah stays outside.
He won't let me come in.
I won't let her in. I say, you stay out there. I don't care how cold it gets. I'm being funny.
If you're coming in this house, you need to do a character.
You don't get to come inside until you do Sheila again.
He's probably preserving your eardrums. He's probably doing you a solid by accident.
Yeah. It's really me going, how can I find a moment of peace while this is happening for a few hours? And it's me sitting outside with noise-canceling earbuds and turning the volume up higher and higher.
Oh, no. You know, I did go to the doctor recently, and they were like, is there anything you want? Is there anything that's concerning you?
Why am I so loud?
So, kinda. I was like, number one, my knee hurts, but I think that's just because I'm almost 40. Number two, I'd like to get my hearing checked because I never have, and I think it's bad. So I got a referral to, I got a referral to, I don't know, an ear doctor. I'm going to get my hearing checked at some point.
Oh,
and that'll be fun.
That's good.
It's this year's, last year I did sleep apnea.
Yeah.
And this year I'm getting my hearing checked. Maybe how crazy would it be if I had a hearing aid?
It would be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Well, no, because then it'll be me asking you to speak up. Because you're finally speaking at a normal level.
Then you're going to have to go to the
Or
doctor.
I'll have gotten so used to being so loud, which I think is what has happened to me
turn it
over the
down.
last
I'll be like,
16 years. So you'd be like, oh my God, Bekah, be quiet.
Bekah, you're so loud.
I'm so loud, though, at work. I realize my bass volume is so loud. And other people talk quietly, and I think I'm going to talk quietly, and then I don't.
And you're like,
I'm like,
how's it going today?
my husband is loud. My best friend is loud. They both have hearing problems.
Everyone else on this podcast is really loud.
Yeah, most of my friends are very loud and or have bad hearing. And this is what I'm like now. I used to be a quiet person.
That's why they
I'm
call
so
you
sorry.
Boisterous Bekah at work.
Yeah.
They all go
Fits
home.
well
and
on a name tag.
they all go home to their spouses, and they're like, God, Bekah was so loud today.
Zoom didn't even pick that up.
I know.
for me,
That's
but
going
I
to be
know it
funny
was
when you hear the episode. But it was not funny in real time on Zoom. Oh, man. Bekah, do you want to catch Kelly and the listeners up on what happened last time on the Phantom Valley, the Evil One?
Sure. Last time on Phantom Valley, the Evil One, there was a county meet, which is a gymnastics competition, I guess.
Obviously.
Bridget falls and breaks her arm. Monica hears a fucking voice in her head telling her that she's the best.
I did not remember that.
Well, it's
But
the
that
kind
does
of
seem
thing
important.
where it was like, if it was in a different book and she's hearing a voice, or not like hearing a voice, but in her head, she's like, oh my God, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm going to do really well. I'm the best. Like in a different book, it would be fine. But in a book that obviously has a like
haunted
possessed, haunted evil doll,
Yeah.
obviously the doll is doing some weird shit. So
The ghost is confidence.
yes,
It's kind of awesome.
Couldn't be me. Yeah.
it takes a supernatural entity for a preteen girl to have confidence in herself.
That's all.
So then Monica goes on to win first place overall. She wins she wins gold medals and everything except I think the one that Bridget finished before breaking her arm. But yeah, she just wins the shit out of that gymnastics thing. When she gets back to her room, the doll's eyes and necklace were glowing. And then Kim has a fun Skateland birthday party. And I don't think
we don't
anything
get to
really
see.
happened.
So
Yeah.
mad that we didn't get to go to Skateland.
I don't think anything specific happened, but it sounded
think
really
so.
fun. And like Kim's mom made pizza and her parents seemed really nice. And it was just a really good time.
Yeah.
Monica and Kim run into Bridget, who was not invited to the birthday party, which I thought was just strange because it seems like maybe 15 kids go to this school, and that
Yeah.
seems really awkward, but who knows. Bridget is wearing a cool jacket, and Monica says she wishes she had that jacket, and then the jacket goes missing. And Bridget and the headmistress come to her room because Bridget is like losing her whole shit, accusing Monica of stealing it. And Monica says she did not. But then they search her room and they find it in the closet. And the headmistress is really disappointed in her, but she's like, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't steal it. Monica, I feel like at this point, for some reason, I was like mentally checking out the last time we were recording. So if I forgot any details,
I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
so. No, it feels like that's
But
what happened.
Monica was, well, this next part, I mean. So Monica is doing a school project on the Chilean family.
Well, yeah, she was doing research for a school project, which, like,
Yeah.
who cares?
And it's very specific local lore.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't you be learning world history or something?
It would be like me
little
doing a
broader
school
than this
project on,
town.
like, people who, like, founded Towson.
Yeah.
Like, who fucking cares?
Yeah. So she's studying the Chilean family. She finds a picture of Allegra holding the doll, and on the picture, the evil one is written on it. And I think I just wrote it down because I hadn't before, but they had already talked about Allegra having a heart-shaped birthmark.
Okay, yes.
Which is the birthmark she saw in the ghost.
Yes. So the ghost was obviously Allegra.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, Monica put the doll back in the closet, falls asleep in bed, and wakes up touching something.
Monica's doing, like, this is one of those, like, pitfalls of reading, like, a YA book for, like, preteens, where they spoon feed you information a little bit, where we're, like, 7 chapters ahead of Monica in figuring things out.
Like an HBO behind the episode featurette that plays afterwards and explains to you exactly what you just watched.
I fucking hate those so
They make me so
much.
angry.
They make
Maybe
me-
you didn't notice,
they make me
but we're foreshadowing
furious.
something with that heart-shaped birthmark.
I'd just be like, so in this episode, Shane was mad at Rick. I'm like, no fucking shit. Like, I just
Right.
watched it. I just watched it.
Yeah, they make me so angry, and I watch them every time. I
Oh,
don't think because they just play.
I turn
And
them
so-
off in rage.
I don't know what's more infuriating, the after making of or the ad for the thing you're about to watch.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Or the
why are you trying to sell
spoiler-heavy
me on
preview of the
something I
next
already clicked-
episode.
Or that, yeah. Next time on. Yeah, HBO really doesn't trust its viewers.
Yeah, like the material itself, I find, like, or at least the stuff that I watch feels like, intelligent, and
Yeah.
then they talk to you in like the after
Okay.
episode like you're a stupid fucking baby.
So,
I'm like, so and so is the heart of the show, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
Clearly.
I've been here the whole time, man.
yeah.
I've been paying attention. Oh, that's so depressing. Do they have to do that because we're all just on our phones? Like, watching shit all the time? Like, hey, this is what happened in the last hour that you just watched.
I mean, I'm on my phone and I'm still getting it. HBO, like, it's fine. I don't know. I also feel sensitive about being condescended to, so.
Sensitive / like I said, enraged. Get so angry at that shit.
But this is at least for kids, so it's a little understandable.
It's not HBO, it's for kids.
Yes. This is not talking to us like we're stupid.
All right, let's find out what happens now on Phantom Valley the Evil One, Chapter 12.
Smooth.
Thank you. Monica jumped out of her bed and stared down at the rumpled bedclothes. There, lying next to the pillow, was the doll.
Obviously.
How had it gotten there?
I think of that Snape meme 10 times a day. Every time I think the word obviously, which is 10 times a day.
Obviously.
Yeah.
We've been rewatching Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And I love Alan Rickman so much.
Wonderful.
Obviously. What's it like to have that voice? Oh, man. Okay.
I think I've said it on the show before, but the way to do a Snape impression is you start with a Gollum impression and then lower the pitch.
Lower it? Yeah. That sounds right.
So
I would think start with Riff Raff.
You start with... Oh, Riff Raff. Yeah, Riff Raff is close. Yes. She had put it... how had the doll gotten there? She had put it in the secret compartment in the closet. Or had she? I'm pretty sure she had.
She did.
She did. Definitely did. We've got receipts. Shivering, Monica glanced over at the closet. The door was open. Holding her breath, Monica walked over to the closet and peered inside. Everything was the same, but something was different. Okay,
Wasn't there nothing in there, so the nothing in the closet was the same?
Right? Also, everything was the same, but something was different? Fuck you. No. Everything was the same, but something was different. The secret door in the back was hanging open. Had Allegra's ghost taken the doll from the cubby hole and placed it on Monica's bed? Could ghosts pick things up and carry them? Asking the hard questions.
There's the thumb.
There's my ghost thumb. So for the listener, I had to scan the rest of this book because Open Library is still down. If you listened to the last episode, we couldn't read this on our library app. So I just fucking scanned it since I have the book. And my thumb is in a lot of it. And our coasters. Could ghosts pick things up and carry them? Maybe, she thought. Maybe I sleepwalked and took the doll out myself. After all, I was thinking about it just before I fell asleep. Or maybe I'm just going crazy. She returned to the bed and picked up the doll and examined it closely, as she had done so many times before. Nothing was different, so she placed it on top of her bureau and made the bed.
There's got to be a logical explanation, she thought. There's got to be. After school, Monica had an appointment with Mr. Taylor to discuss her paper. History had always been her favorite subject, and she was more excited about this paper than any other school project she'd ever done. And she couldn't wait to tell the teacher what she'd chosen to write about. Even if she weren't trying to find out about Allegra, the history of the Chilean family would have been interesting. But with Allegra involved, the paper seemed like the most important thing in her life. Monica wanted to find out everything about Allegra and her life. Reading about the girl who had lived 90 years ago would be fascinating, and possibly it would lead her to the reason Allegra's ghost was still haunting the school. She was determined to find this out. Mr. Taylor was a short, soft-spoken man with a fringe of gray hair and wire-rimmed glasses. He gave Monica a small smile and invited her to sit down. The office was tiny, and every square inch of wall space was covered with bookshelves that were jammed with thick old volumes. Behind his desk... I got distracted by your thumb again. Behind his desk, a small window looked out on the grounds and pine forest. Well, Miss Case... I forgot her last name was Case.
Me too.
That's not a name.
Monica Case, though, sounds like a detective.
Yeah.
Because I really want her to be like,
I'm on the case.
Case.
Well, Miss Case, Mr. Taylor said pleasantly, have you given any thought to the topic of your research paper? I know exactly what I'm going to do, Monica said. In fact, I've already started working on it. Well, that's splendid. You'd be surprised how many students claim they can't find a topic. I can never understand this, since we live in a world of hundreds of exciting subjects.
Hundreds.
That seems small.
There's hundreds of interesting things in the whole fucking planet.
Hundreds of exciting topics. Millions of them are uninteresting, and I want nothing to do with them.
So I get the wonky page.
Yeah, that page is pretty fucked up. I had to zoom out.
A bunch of pages are wonky, so apologies.
I'll need you to sign a library pass, Mr. Taylor. I have to get in the stacks for my research.
The stacks.
I'm sure that won't be a problem, but you haven't yet told me your topic. Oh, sorry. I'm just so excited about it. I want to research
Baltimore accent.
Yeah.
I want to research the history of the Chelene family. Now, Mr. Taylor's expression changed to dismay.
Oh, no.
Did you say the Chelenes? Yeah? Is there something wrong with that? It's a perfect topic. They were one of the original families to settle Phantom Valley, and they gave the land an original building for the school. Yes, I know all that.
You even
Mr.
say
Taylor
Phantom
interrupted.
Valley like a Baltimore person. Phantom.
Yeah, Phantom Valley.
Phantom.
Phantom.
Mr. Taylor interrupted.
Phantom Valley.
It's a splendid idea, but I'm afraid it's already been taken. This morning, Miss Morgan told me she's doing her paper on the Chelenes. Monica couldn't believe her ears. Ms. Morgan? Bridget Morgan, he said. How extraordinary that two of you should have chosen the same topic. She stole my idea, Monica blurted out. Mr. Taylor frowned. Well, now, in this case, I wouldn't go making
shy guy?
accusations. She did. I told her about it in the library yesterday. She pretended she wasn't interested, then she went and stole it. Well, that's between you and Ms. Morgan, he said gruffly. The fact remains that she came to me with the idea first. Are you saying that I can't do mine on the Chelenes too? Monica asked, horrified.
I'm afraid not. You'll have to find another topic. But that's not fair, Monica protested. Life, Mr. Taylor pronounced, is not always fair. Life.
I'm picturing him now as fucking Charles Gray, I think is his name, from Rocky Horror.
Yes.
I would like, if I may.
Yes. Could you at least give me a library pass? We'll talk about that when you find another topic. Just then, Mrs. Douglas, another history teacher...
You're not just allowed to go to the library?
Yeah, it's a free place.
There's 15 kids in this school.
Right? Also, how many fucking history teachers are there?
Yeah.
Just then, Mrs. Douglas, another history teacher, knocked on the half-open door. Excuse me, John, she said to Mr. Taylor, but there's something urgent that I have to discuss with you. Noticing Monica, she said, Excuse me, dear, but this'll only take a minute. What is it? Said Mr. Taylor, following the other teacher out into the hall. Before closing the door behind him, he smiled at Monica and said, I'll be back in a minute. Monica had never been so angry in her life. Bridget was making her life miserable. Then she spotted something on Mr. Taylor's desk. Atop a neatly stacked pile of papers was a small white memo pad. At
I
the
don't
top
think I
was
realized
printed,
a top was one word.
A top.
A top.
A top.
Neat.
Sorry. A top.
I mean, how often do you see a top?
It struck me.
That's true, yeah.
At the top was printed, from the desk of John Taylor, Jr. Monica stared at the pad for a moment while a thought formed in her mind. Did she dare? I've got to get into the stacks, she thought. I've got to. I can't get over that.
It's so good.
I'm going to start calling the library the stacks.
The stacks.
My Libby audiobooks app where I get books from my library. I'm getting my audiobooks from the stacks.
This again sounds like she's a detective.
Yeah.
Breaking into the library.
I gotta get into the
I've
stacks,
got to. It would be easy to write a short note that said she was allowed in the stacks. Monica stared at the closed door. able to hear
Monica
muffled-
equals allowed in the stacks.
Exactly how Mr. Taylor writes. It's incredible.
Monica stared at the closed door, able to hear the muffled voices of the two teachers. Quickly, she tore off the top piece of memo paper and slipped it inside her notebook, just as the door opened and Mr. Taylor walked in. "I'm sorry, Monica," said Mr. Taylor, "but I have to go to a meeting now. See me on Monday with a new topic." Monica left the office. Bridget had stolen her paper idea!
Oh, no! How could she have done such a thing? And Mr. Taylor hadn't believed her. He hadn't even seemed to care. I wish I had a different history teacher, she thought. Why can't I be in Mrs. Douglas's class? With her heart thudding, she returned to her room and sat down at her desk, looking at the notepaper. Her hands were trembling. "Stop it, Monica," she told herself. "What you're thinking is stupid and against school rules. And wrong." But was it really wrong? After all, Mr. Taylor would have gladly given her a pass if Bridget hadn't stolen her research idea. No, stop thinking about it. I've got to get into the stacks. I have to find out about Allegra. For a moment, Monica felt as if two separate people were arguing inside her head. It won't hurt anybody, she found herself thinking. Mr. Taylor will never know. Then, so quickly that she surprised herself, she picked up a pen. She began to write in a strong hand that didn't look anything like her handwriting, almost as if someone else were guiding the pen.
I used to write myself notes in high school, but with the teacher's permission. I would write other kids' notes too.
Wait, what?
What?
I did like an independent study, and I basically became
Like a TA or?
like a TA,
Okay.
but in high school.
Yeah. What notes would you write yourself?
Like a pass,
Oh.
like a hall pass.
Bekah can go to Taco Bell today.
It was like Bekah could go to the library and steal the free coffee from the librarians, and I would just
could go
walk
get
around.
coffee from the stacks.
Yeah. Yes, the stacks. I'd go to the stacks
Bekah's
and
allowed
get
inside the
coffee.
stacks. No peeking.
I'd walk around with no shoes on too.
What? What?
I was very cozy in the audio video club.
No shoes, Bekah.
No shoes, Bekah. Drinking coffee,
Drinking coffee.
writing herself a note.
Such a rebel.
Child drinking coffee?
Without
I
shoes.
recoiled, but like those floors are probably cleaner than mine, so I don't know.
I had socks on,
Yeah,
but still.
that's fine. I used to
Thinking
take my,
about it now.
Yeah, I took my shoes off at work sometimes.
Ew.
What do you mean, ew? You took your shoes off at school.
Don't do that to other people.
You did it in school. You just said so.
You're both disgusting.
Sometimes my feet hurt.
Oh, jeez.
Mine too, but damn.
I earned it. I don't know. She wrote a note in handwriting. Was almost as if someone else was getting the pen. Please allow Monica Case to use the material in the stacks, JT, she wrote. Monica stared at the note a moment. Then she slipped it inside her notebook and headed for the library.
The library.
Library.
Oh, you had a really funny joke right before we started recording this. We were watching Bake Off, and Paul Hollywood said something stupid. I don't remember what he said.
Oh.
He said something in a stupid way, and you were like, sometimes Paul Hollywood sounds like
a hick.
like a hick.
Like he talks. He's like a British hick.
Yeah, and I was like, it would be hilarious if someone took Paul Hollywood quotes,
Yeah.
but then just read them in like a redneck accent.
Yeah.
and I think it would work really well.
That would be.
Have
funny.
you heard people doing Shakespeare in like Southern
Yes.
accents? It actually
Yes.
works really well.
Oh my god, that woman is incredible.
You were just talking about that the other
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
It's
I need
like
that
well,
sent to me.
the one I've seen is this one woman in particular who was reading Macbeth, and it was so good.
Is Andy Tillman, I think is
Yes,
her name or something?
yeah.
Yeah, she's incredible. But yeah, I guess it's kind of close to like the original
Inflection.
I get well, not like inflection, but I guess like the way that like the old English pronunciations kind of work, it's like it went in a bit of a circle and ended up in like American South. I'm butchering this, but it's fascinating and it works so well.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
It's such a good tone. This like creepy Southern Gothic type tone to it is just, it works so well.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to acknowledge the sirens that probably are on my recording because
All I hear are like John's Facebook message notifications or whatever going off on her
Zoom does a great job of like weeding that shit out, but like the actual recording probably almost definitely has those loud ass fucking sirens.
That's okay. It's acceptable. It's
just
just
sounds
the
like
police
home.
coming for Monica breaking into the stacks. I don't believe I'm doing this, Monica thought as she stood outside the library doors. What if Ms. Martin notices? What if I get caught? But it's the only way I'll ever find out the truth about Allegra. Taking a deep breath, she walked into the library and handed the forged pass to Miss Martin. I need to get into the stacks, she told the librarian. I can't believe how much we're still saying the word stacks. Miss Martin held the permission slip in her hand. I just heard John laugh from the bathroom. Miss Martin held the permission slip in her hand, but didn't look at it. This is for your history paper, isn't it? She said. Mr. Taylor. That's right. I want to look at some of the private papers in there. Fine. Miss Martin glanced down at the pass and frowned. Oh, she said. Monica felt her heart lurch in her chest. Is something wrong? She asked, barely able to keep her voice from shaking. I'm going to get caught, she thought. It's Mr. Taylor, said Miss Martin. I don't know why he insists on signing his initials instead of his name. I've pointed out to him that there are 3 other faculty members with the same initials.
With an annoyed frown, she impaled the permission slip on a spiked note holder.
Jesus.
Fuck this slip.
Monica felt relief flood through her. Maybe he was in a hurry, she said. That's the trouble with everyone these days, grumbled Ms. Martin. Always in a hurry.
How old is Miss Martin?
Excuse me.
Old enough to be all up in her business.
with everyone these days, grumbled Ms. Martin. Always in a hurry. She reached in her top drawer and pulled out a large round key ring with a single iron key hanging from it.
Why would you need the ring then? Miss
Then
Martin?
she
That is
stopped
such
again.
a hilarious... That would be such a good visual gag, though.
That would be great.
But the fact that it's in a book is weird, but a visual gag, that's really funny.
That would be so funny if you pulled out.
If it was like one tiny house-sized key, but like a giant, thick iron, like castle key ring.
Like a prison,
Yeah.
like a ring of keys, but with
Oh my
one
God.
fucking key on it.
You'd have like a
So
spooky,
funny.
rusty carabiner.
Yes. Oh my god.
Then she stopped again. Just a minute, she said abruptly. For a moment, Monica was sure her heart had stopped beating. What now? She thought. Did Ms. Martin realize the note was a forgery? Have you checked your subject in the card catalog yet? The librarian asked. Monica relaxed. No, not yet. Better do that before you go into the stacks. The
Drink every
computer
time it says
terminal's
stacks.
over there. Monica went to the computer terminal and switched on the computerized card catalog. Ooh, Cheline Academy is very modern.
Remember how much effort it took to research shit at the library before, like, I don't know, the internet?
I don't think I ever researched a day in my life.
You didn't? You weren't forced to by school?
Well, they would try.
Well, I didn't want to, but I had to.
Yeah, no, I just flat out refused. I went to summer school a lot, Jonathan. Like a lot.
Wait, how often did you go to summer school?
I went for 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade.
Oh my god, Christopher.
Oh my
Don't
god.
say that.
It's not,
being
I'm not
called
mad,
my
I'm just
full name by
disappointed.
people I'm not related to.
Chris
I
went to
was that
summer school
guy.
for 4 years.
Oh my god. It's like all of high school.
I just told on you.
Why would you do that? Now
I wanted
Becca's
her to.
mad
I
at
wanted
me.
because I wanted your mother to know.
I went to summer college, if that helps.
College at summer school.
That's
mean-
not the same thing though, because that's you doing it.
Well, it was me working too much for no fucking reason because all I did was drink my money away.
That's
and
not
I took
no reason.
less college credits so I could just work more at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And then I had to take a couple summer classes
But if you
and
hadn't
then
done
another
that,
semester.
we might never have met.
I already was working at Starbucks.
Well, I don't know. Just go with it.
Okay. Yes.
Monica went to the computer terminal and switched on the computerized card catalog. It seemed strange to have a modern system in such an old building. There's nothing. Oh, there's nothing under
remember
Chalene. It's all good.
When I don't remember how old, but when I was young, going to the Baltimore County Public Library in Dundalk, they had computers you could use that were all touchscreen, and it was like that old, awful, horrible,
Like Jurassic Park touchscreen.
where you're like, ugh, click on
yeah.
it.
Like bruising the tips of your fingers on
like, why won't
glass.
it work?
But it was
Yeah.
hefty. It was like a tube.
So hefty.
Yeah, very hefty.
Very unwieldy and hard to trigger.
Made
but
to be
Just
abused.
made me think of like a 90s, probably
I was somewhere.
old library computer.
Yeah, I was somewhere very recently. I can't remember what store I was in, but like, it might have been like Target at like the CVS at Target. I was somewhere where I had to like hit a bunch of like fucking buttons on a touchscreen, and I felt like a goddamn caveman because like I was channeling that muscle memory of like smashing your fingers into a glass screen to like trigger it because I touched it and it didn't work. So then I just immediately was just like, bash.
Oh my god.
Just like bashing it with my finger.
And that's how he got banned.
Yeah, and then a child was
Ain't
like,
allowed us
"Mommy,
in the
why?"
CVS no more.
There's
All right.
nothing. I did the wrong voice again.
It's okay.
There's nothing under Chalene except the book you showed me, she told Ms. Martin, who was pulling a book from a nearby shelf. Just as I expected, said Ms. Martin, but it's always best to check. I'm afraid most of the Chalene things in the archives aren't cataloged. That's all right. Monica tried to hide her impatience. I want to sort through things anyway. Ms. Martin led Monica to a long, narrow room at the back of the library, which contained the stacks.
Jesus Christ.
You can work at one of those tables near the door. Don't go farther. You don't want to know what's farther,
Stay to the right.
said Ms. Martin.
Oh, there's a comma.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Said
Okay.
Miss Martin.
Chris is forfeiting the end of his sentence.
Okay, I was like, I mean, all right. And as you can see, the bookshelves are in the center. The map cases are over there, and you'll find old papers in those filing drawers along the west wall. She pointed to a bank of green filing cabinets. Monica thanked her, put her pen and notebook down on a table, and asked, "How long can I stay?" "I go home at 6, said Mrs. Martin, "but the library is open till 7. If you leave after I'm gone, ask Bridget to lock up after you. She's
Bridget.
the monitor this evening."
Bridget.
Bridget.
Bitch.
Amazing.
So wait, Bridget is working at this library longer than the adult?
Yes.
Bridget is the
Martin's-
key holder
Look, Miss
Illegal.
Martin's
of the
1,000.
stacks.
Her bedtime is 6.
This is a school full of children, right? That feels illegal.
She's got to get home to watch Matlock.
Matlock.
The old Matlock, not Kathy Bates.
I forgot Kathy Bates is doing Matlock. Why?
Oh, but like, there's a thing about
But
that
it's a
show.
twist.
Her name's not Matlock.
She's
Okay.
In the
she's-
show, the show exists.
Yeah. The
She's
new
using it as an
Matlock.
alias to get
She's-
back at a law firm
So
that
ridiculous.
represented
You
an opioid company that her
mean
daughter
a
was
place
addicted
of business that would look into the records of like your name and record and social security and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. She's secretly
Kelly,
a
don't
very
think
rich
about
lawyer.
it that much.
I didn't think about it that much. That came right at the surface. That came with almost no thought. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
learning-
secretly a
yeah.
very rich lawyer and she's just like, oh, old people, no one pays attention to them.
I almost want to watch it. I'm not gonna. But
I watched the first episode.
Is it good?
I mean, it's Kathy Bates. If you like Kathy Bates.
If you like, who doesn't like
But
Kathy
like that whole
Bates?
twist at the
who doesn't
end of
like
the,
Kathy
it's
Bates?
like it's like the last 2 minutes of the episode where this all gets revealed, and it's
Yeah.
like what?
I was
Spoiler
like,
alert for whatever
I-
that is.
Spoiler alert for Matlock.
They're on like episode 2 now. It's fine.
if it were going to be like an HBO Perry Mason situation, I'd be seated. But it's on
That
CBS.
show was great.
So I'm watching something else.
So they can't.
Sorry.
No tits, no blood. No
Was there
nothing.
tits in Perry Mason?
I'm just saying it's
Oh,
not
for
HBO.
Yeah. But it's like I just want to watch a sassy old person practice law.
You know what? Go
Not
off.
so-
So
on a
old
crusade.
at heart. I love it.
You are the CBS audience. You are my parents.
Well, no, that's just going on a crusade. And I'm just like, I don't know about this.
I've forgotten where I left off.
Understandable. That show's nuts, though.
Miss Martin goes home at 6.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. Ask Bridget to lock up after you. She's introduced to me. All right. Monica couldn't wait for her own library work study. It would sure be clearing tables, but
You
she didn't
could be
have
in
time.
Italy, bitch. Sorry.
No, like why would you choose school over Italy?
She chose school over Italy and now is like, I can't wait to work at school.
I don't like her.
No, and like
She's
I was
very
a dork.
hard to
I
relate
liked-
to.
I
Yeah.
liked being in school, but no fucking way would I choose school over Italy.
Seriously.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
She's like, I want to go to boarding school in the West.
Yeah.
I want to research this fucking bullshit family. I don't want, I got a haunted doll. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I remember being jealous of my older siblings getting to go to school, and then as soon as I went, I was like, I don't like this. I want to go home.
And I love
And yet
doing
you
my
went to
own
summer school.
research. Like the tabs on my Chrome is endless. It's just forever, just little rabbit holes that I want to go down. I've already bookmarked one for the Shakespeare original pronunciation and how it's similar to Southern because I need to refresh myself on that.
Fantastic.
But still, like this couldn't be me. This is not relatable content at all.
Yeah. At any given time, I've got like 10 YouTube tabs open, like just a bunch of different tabs that I'm like, I'll get back to that in 7 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, I also Googled the etymology of the name Chelene because it was sounding fake. But
Yeah, we kind of
Sound-
thought it was just
yeah.
supposed to be chill, or supposed
Like
to be like
chilling.
spooky, like ooh, chilling. But it sounds like nothing, basically.
I mean, I think it is supposed to evoke spookiness. Like, yeah, it's chilling, but also Spanish Chileno is what they're thinking is like the etymology of it. But it still sounds fake.
Well, it is in the West.
It's in the West.
Also, that whole last few minutes was so funny for me, like astrologically, because everything Kelly just said was so Gemini. And then I'm pretty sure Gemini and Sagittarius are sister signs, so you two
We
are
are.
very similar. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That all makes a lot of sense.
There's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of shit me and Kelly high five over it that makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense with our star sign.
Yeah.
Probably. Fucking chaos demons.
Chaos demons. Yup.
Parentheses, non-derogatory. All right. It would sure beat clearing tables, but she didn't have time to think about that now, not with the Chelene secrets so close to being revealed. Miss Martin went back out into the main library and closed the door. For a moment, Monica felt all alone in the old room. High above the bookshelves was an iron catwalk that ran along the back wall. Monica noticed that there would be room enough to stand on the catwalk and wondered what it was used for. She walked slowly along the
Snooping?
bookshelves.
That's a crazy
walks-
thing to be in a library. Sorry. We're interrupting you so much, but a catwalk in a library.
What library has ever had a catwalk? This is
The only
I have
places
so
I've
many
ever seen a
questions.
catwalk are like theaters and
It's making me
auditoriums.
It's making me
Someone
think of
wanted to
Indiana
listen to
Jones
an
and the Last
audiobook.
Crusade.
They'd listen to an audiobook. They listened to us for this part.
Honestly, yeah.
That's why all the clips I pull are just us bullshitting.
If anyone listens to us.
She walked slowly along the bookshelves, glancing at the titles. There were rare old books on every imaginable topic, from mining claims to water rights. Finally, she approached the filing cabinets. There were 7 in all, and the top drawer of the one in the middle was labeled Chilean, History and Memorabilia. With growing excitement, Monica opened the top
Memorabilia
drawer
sounds
and found it filled with several manila file folders. Manila. She brought the folders to the table along with the sturdy cardboard filing box and sat down. Then she began to read. Many of the papers were legal documents and land claims. There were also stacks of old letters from early Chileans.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but the part that made me laugh so hard was there were rare old books on every imaginable topic. From mining claims to water rights. That's every imaginable topic for someone who lives in the fucking West. What else could you want to know about? We got all of it from mining claims to water rights.
All 2 topics.
Gold prospecting, that's in
Yeah.
there. Moonshine, it's in there. Oh my god. Okay. Fascinated, Monica read letters from old Ebenezer Chilean to members of his family back east, telling them about the excitement and hardships of pioneer life, like water rights and mining claims.
Ebenezer. Dickens.
Oh, there were
novel.
so many crazy Chilean family names that we heard on the last one.
Allegra, that's my allergy medication.
Yeah. Allegra, one of them was just Jed.
Yeah,
Sister
there's a
Zyrtec.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hortensia.
Yes.
Hortensia.
And what the fuck was it? Like Albie or something? What was
Ambi.
it? Ambi.
Ambi. And
Ambi?
Valentine.
Yeah.
And
It's short for Ambien.
Ambien and Valium.
Yeah. They started a pharmaceutical company. The papers didn't seem to be in any particular order. Letters that were very old were in the same manila file folders as documents that were more modern. Some files contained nothing but ancient newspaper clippings about important political developments in the region, crop yields, mining claims, and unusual weather conditions. I just played Red Dead 1 and 2, so this is really hitting hard for me. Most of the clippings seem to have more to do with the region itself than with the Chileans. Monica was about to put the file back when a newspaper story caught her eye. It was from the Silver Bell Bugle, dated October 18th, 1911, the same year as Red Dead 2. Service for family killed in fire. Funeral services were held today for
Read
the
it like an old-timey radio host.
Service for family killed in fire. Funeral services were held today for the Valentine Chilean family, who died from smoke inhalation on the night of October 16th, when a fire was started in the sleeping wing of their study
Oh my god, today is October 16th.
Fuck right off!
Whoa.
It is, it's true.
It is!
I just checked.
Guys!
What the fuck?
Guys!
It was meant to be.
I was so shocked I turned into Gilbert Gottfried.
You turned into a bird.
It's October 16th!
Christ.
Wow.
That's an
okay.
impression you should never do.
I know, I'm too loud.
You're already too loud.
The only time I ever do Gilbert Gottfried is when he yells clitoris. Clitoris! Gotta start again. Sorry. Funeral services were held today for the Valentine Chilean family who died from smoke inhalation on the night of October 16th, today, when a fire was started in the sleeping wing of their study frame home. Sturdy frame home.
Sturdy
frame home.
Okay.
The family included Valentine and his wife Morgana and their 5 children, Jeb, Prudence, Hortensia, Ambi, and Allegra. It is thought that the carelessness with the kerosene lantern caused the tragic conflagration.
I love that.
look at me
he's
like that.
got, like Valentine, Morgana, Prudence, Hortensia,
Jeb.
Jib.
Jeb.
Jeb.
Also, I'm not gonna not make eye contact when I say the word conflagration.
Why?
It's a word that I need to put some sauce on.
Also, like, why wouldn't a newspaper clipping say Jebediah? Because Jeb is short for Jebediah.
Yeah,
Yeah, right?
Jebediah would make sense.
No, because
Jebediah Chalene.
His name was
Unless
Jeb.
you're a bush.
Do you think every one of these books follows a different Chalene?
I hope so.
Was that 9 total?
Desperately hope so.
Such a haunted
Yeah,
family.
there's not.
Including
oh yeah,
the parents?
I learned between the last episode and this one that there's only 9 Phantom Valley books, of which I have, I think, all of them.
Wow.
It was a short-lived series, but yeah, there's only 9 of them. Okay, Valentine.
They only listed 7 family members.
Is that it? Okay, 7. Thank you. That's what I was wondering.
But the parents? Even
Valentine
still?
Morgana and their 5 children. 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope that Jeb is like Jeb Bush, where that's just his full name.
Yeah.
His
Please
name is
clap.
John.
Just Jeb,
Please,
not
Jeb.
short for anything.
Yeah, because Jeb is John Ellis Bush. So like,
God.
What? That's why he's called Jeb?
His name is
Yeah.
John Ellis Bediah.
Oh, that's so much
John
sadder
Ellis
than I thought it was.
Bedias. I know.
Wait,
thought
is
that
that
was-
really what Jeb's fucking Jeb's
Yeah.
Bush?
Jeb's
So his name is John Ellis Bush.
It's
It
like
has the
Joe
energy of
from-
a Friday
ATM machine
episode,
of
but
the
this
Bush
is a
family.
Wednesday episode.
Yeah. It's making me think of Job
This
from
is-
Arrested Development.
This is probably like the one podcast he decided to give it a shot. And he's just like, oh, they're making fun of me.
Jeb
Jeb.
Bush? If Jeb Bush listened to our podcast, first of all, hi Jeb, thank you for listening.
Please
Second
clap.
of all, tell your family. Tell George
No,
Junior W. That's the one.
the war crimes one.
I don't like
Tell
him,
him
but he's
what?
famous. Tell
Who's
him
a
to listen.
surprisingly
Oh my
good
God, let's
painter.
move on.
Tell
No. We're moving
No.
on.
Let's
We're not
move on.
talking about the fucking bushes.
No, I don't.
I'm
want
sorry I brought it up, but that's all I could think of when I see the name Jeb.
That
all-
is fair.
It's all Kelly's fault. The
It
article,
is my fault.
The article went on to describe the service and talk about how well known the family was in the area. After she finished reading it, Monica continued to stare at the yellow scrap of paper. The fire had taken place about 80 years ago. Had the spirit of Allegra Chalene been haunting Phantom Valley ever since? Next, Monica
Get a
turned her
hobby.
attention to the cardboard
Sounds like she has one.
filing box.
As she carefully lifted the lid, crumpled bits of old paper fell onto the table. How long had it been since anyone opened this box? Inside were a jumble of old photographs, more letters, a plot deed for the Chilean land, some Native American trinkets, and bound in faded blue leather, an account book labeled Household and Farm. Monica picked up the book and flipped through the first few pages. The pale green paper was filled with columns of numbers and notations in spidery old handwriting. They included
Insurance
such
fraud.
items as sacks of feed and payroll entries. They were, Monica realized, the accounts for the farm that had once been worked there.
Riveting.
Yeah. It's reminding me of a time, I don't know if it was in middle school or high school, but we did like a little field trip to the Dundalk Historical Society. And it was basically just like a bunch of old shit like this. And it was like, here's some old paperwork and garbage if you want to look at it. But I loved it because I always want to go through other people's stuff because I'm very nosy.
I feel like
Hey,
It
kids,
was so
the past
exciting for me, but it was
exists.
so boring actually.
I'm positive I made a joke about local historical societies last episode too. But yeah, it's just making me think of like
Yeah.
every local historical society.
I was like, I love that place so much. I was like, I want to work here when I grow up. This is the coolest thing.
That is the most Bekah thing I've ever heard.
It's just a bunch of junk you'd find at a, like,
Yeah.
not even a thrift store, like an antique
And,
store.
yeah, and you're
Of,
just like, I want to pour over
here's
all
all
of
the
it.
old account books from my family's legacy.
Yeah, and you're like, I'll read every
Like,
name,
ooh,
and
maybe
every
there's
entry.
secrets. Let
Bekah
me
is-
read about your sacks of feed, etc.
Bekah does, and I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I'm just saying that every single time we stay anywhere, the first thing you do is find the guest book and read every single entry.
It's my favorite thing. That's the best thing about staying at a bed and breakfast is reading the guest book.
October 11th, 1911. It was cloudy that day.
Oh my god, if there was something from 1911, I would shit myself. That's incredible.
We have found some incredible entries because you have snooped in every single guest book
Some
ever.
of them write about ghosts and shit. It's
Yeah.
great. Well, I read like the best line of poetry I've ever written in one of those things. Just someone's little fucking guest book entry. It was so beautiful.
Sometimes it's like, we saw ghosts. Sometimes it's like, we definitely found.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes it's like, it snowed the whole time and we were so bored. And sometimes it's like, here's every animal I saw. And I'm like, yeah. Tell me about that shit. Anyway, there's a piece of faded ribbon stuck in the book as a bookmark. Monica turned to the page it was marking and read Morgana Cheline, her thoughts in flowery writing. God, I would eat this shit up. Monica recognized the name as that of Allegra's mother. Her hands began to tremble when she realized that she was holding journal entries written by Mrs. Cheline shortly before she and her family died in the fire. The date was late summer 1911. Quickly, Monica skimmed through the first few pages of entries. She learned that Mrs. Cheline had confided in the diary because things were going badly on the farm. It's really hard to read the scan, by the way. It feels like I'm reading in a funhouse mirror.
yes, with how like warped it is.
Yes, the start of the sentence, the middle of the sentence, and the end of the sentence all look completely different. Things were going badly on the farm, and she didn't like to complain to my dear husband or sweet children. Monica read about how a terrible drought had stricken Phantom Valley, causing crops to fail and animals to die. Mrs. Cheline wrote sadly of having to let the hired men go, one by one.
Insurance fraud. I'm dead ass. Like, everyone accidentally died, but in an insurance fraud scheme where they're burning down the farm to recoup some costs.
Oh, shit.
I just remembered I took a picture of a entry from the guest book from that place we stayed at in West Virginia last year.
Oh.
And it was crazy because first of all, they drew a little picture of a lizard.
Oh, yeah, that was cute.
Oh, nice.
But it's like, but we stayed next to, there's a mountain that we stayed next to that was called Big Schloss.
Oh, yeah.
And this
Big
entry
Schloss.
is Mia Gemma, I am writing here before the holy mountain Big Schloss. We have spent 3 days drinking and smoking and watching Italian films, and all the while, here was the humbling mountain with the moon and the stars and the mist and the trees.
Beautiful.
I think we could have sat here all year watching the mountain and the shadows of her clouds till the snow covered us over and rendered us a part of the gorgeous view. We will come back again. Also, cool lizard we saw on a hike.
Cool lizard.
Cool lizard we saw on a hike.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Perfect.
Guest book
Oh, I've
entry.
just been watching the mountain.
I gotta read guest books.
Oh my God, Kelly. Yes.
This is what I'm saying. You're
it's
not
all
wrong.
exactly what I want.
It's just, it's never the thing I think of, and it's the first thing you do.
Oh my God. All I want to do is just like, get all the bags in here. Pour me a drink, open
Find
a
the
window,
guest
give me a comfy seat. I'm going to sit and read this guest book cover to cover.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
On September 10th, just a month before the fire,
beautiful.
she wrote, "Today was the saddest of my life. For today my husband told our 10 remaining workers they had to go. It broke all of our hearts. Tom has worked for the family for over 20 years. Joseph has been with us almost as long, and the rest for no less than 10 years, with Edward as the one exception. Edward has only been with us for 2 years. His past is a mystery to us. He's never been friendly, but he's always done his work. But recently he's been so silent, so apart, even angry.
Uh-oh.
That is why I find it extremely odd that he was more upset than the others. I thought he'd be glad to leave here. Before he left, he gave each of the children a present. This was
I don't like
very
that present is
unexpected.
capitalized.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
He gave the doll. The doll was the
was-
present.
Wait for it. This was very unexpected since he almost never took notice of them. Most special was the one he gave to Allegra, being a beautiful but most peculiar doll.
Yes.
So you called it.
I called it. And the doll's capitalized.
Scroll down a bit. Thank you so much. There's a ghost thumb.
The ghost thumbs will disappear at some point, I swear.
I keep meaning to take a picture. This is a particularly creepy looking thumb.
Yeah.
See, this
It's
one's
just so
really
pink.
haunting me.
Why is it so pink?
I don't know. Yeah, why is it not black and white? Come on, Adobe.
There was one more entry in Morgana's handwriting about the drought. I do not know how we can go on, it read. Things have gone from bad to worse. All I can do is pray for relief. The entry was dated October 13th. 3 days later, the fire had struck, killing her and her family. Monica put down the journal. At last she knew what had happened and where the doll had come from. Poor Miss Chalene, she thought. I feel so sorry for her and her family. She put the journal and papers back in the box and replaced them in the filing drawer. Just before shutting the drawer, she noticed a small, flat box wedged in the back.
Curious, she pulled it out and opened it, and found herself staring into the solemn face of Allegra Chalene. This was the picture missing from the wall of the library. It was the same one that had been reproduced in the book of the Pioneers of Phantom Valley, which had been printed in the 1940s. The birthmark on her cheek was shaped exactly like a heart, and her intense, dark eyes were filled with a secret sorrow. The picture was enclosed in a gilt frame with a small metal hook on the back. I wonder why Allegra's picture isn't on the wall with the rest of her family's pictures, Monica thought. What's her secret? There's something else in the box.
What's
Monica
her
pulled
deal?
it out. What's her damage? There's something else in the box. Monica pulled it out to discover another news clipping. This one, dated October 17th, 1911, was very short. Fire at Chalene House. Assistant Sheriff Mortimer Bendigo of Silverbell confirmed today that the tragic fire that killed the 7 members of the Valentine Chalene family was
I need
apparently
a minute to
set by
digest
the...
that name.
I'm so
Jesus
sorry.
Mortimer Bendigo?
Oh, hold on. You have to say the whole thing. Assistant Sheriff Mortimer Bendigo of
Silverville.
That's a John Walker name if I
This
ever heard
whole
one.
sentence is a fucking tongue twister. Assistant Sheriff Mortimer Bendigo of Silverbell confirmed today that the tragic fire that killed the 7 members of the Valentine Chalene family was apparently set by the 12-year-old daughter, Allegra Chalene. That's... Edward Whiting, a former employee of the Chalene family who had permission to remain in the bunkhouse, told how he saw the girl, a look of madness in her eyes, walk barefoot out to a shed. She seemed to be in a trance, he said, as she shook a jar of kerosene from the shed and made her way back to the house. Whiting didn't know what she intended to do until the fire was already set and the family overcome by smoke. Across the clipping, someone had scrawled in red ink, "The Evil One." Dun, dun, dun.
Chapter 14! Monica glanced from the clipping to the picture of Allegra and back to the clipping again, doing double, triple, quadruple takes. Then she had a horrifying thought. Allegra murdered her entire family, and now she's after me. No wonder she came into my room. I've got her doll. She wants her doll back, and I have to find a way to get it back to her.
You're doing really good now that you're drunk.
That's the key! But
My
how?
secret is relaxing.
Yeah. I think I said it last time. My secret is, as I'm reading
relax
it,
and don't put effort.
I keep
into
thinking
it.
I'm just channeling Romy Michelle.
Yes. Yeah.
Romy. But how? How could she return something to a ghost? Monica had never been so frightened in her entire life. Quickly, she crammed the file folder back into the open file drawer. The bottom of the drawer was filled with loose papers and other Chalene memorabilia, which gave her an idea. Sorry. I had to clear my throat, but there wasn't much of the sentence left. The drawer. It was the perfect place to put the doll. The doll had belonged there all along with the rest of the Chalene family things. Glancing at her watch, she saw it was nearly 7. She'd have to hurry in order to make it back before the library closed. She picked up her notebook and realized she hadn't taken a single note, unlike Bekah. Good thing I'm not writing my paper on this, she thought, making sure the door to the stacks didn't lock.
The stacks.
The stacks.
She raced across the library, down the stairs, across the main building, and back up the stairs to the top floor of her own wing. Entering her room, Monica was filled with mixed emotions. Fright because of what she had discovered about Allegra, but also joy and relief. She was sure that once the doll was in the drawer with the rest of the Chileen things, Allegra would go away.
How?
Great question. Panting, she tossed the notebook on her bed and grabbed the doll from the bureau. Her watch showed 5 minutes till 7. Running back to the library, Monica had to dodge several kids on their way to dinner. "Slow down," a boy yelled, but Monica ignored him. She got to the library with 2 minutes to spare. Bridget, her back to the room, was absorbed in shelving some books. Monica tiptoed across the old wooden floor toward the stacks so as not to attract her attention. But just before she went into the stacks, Monica turned around and saw Bridget watching her. She was sure Bridget noticed the doll, too. "I can't worry about her now," Monica thought. "I've got to put the doll back where it belongs." She was in luck. Bridget didn't come after her. Your fucking thumb on this page. She just shrugged and returned to her work. Monica went straight to the filing cabinet and yanked open the drawer. She took one last look at the doll's pretty painted china face, the pale blue eyes, before putting it inside. "Goodbye, doll," she thought. "I hope Allegra will find you here." This seems like a bad idea.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
Bridget's gonna find it and wish a bunch of shit, and a bunch of shit's gonna happen to Monica.
No.
Although she kind of deserves it because
Yeah.
she wished Bridget into a broken wrist.
Well, she didn't know she was doing that.
She placed the doll in the back of the drawer, lying on its back so that its eyelids closed. Then she shut the drawer, took a deep breath, and glanced at her watch again. I'll just finish this page, it's not much. It was 7 o'clock exactly. Just as she reached the door to leave the stack, she heard a hollow click followed by a high-pitched laughter. The click was the sound of a key turning in a lock. The laughter was Bridget's. Monica tried the doorknob, but it wouldn't turn.
What?
It wouldn't budge. Bridget had locked her in.
The stacks?
Thumb!
What?
Very prominent thumb.
Oh, no.
It's like a watercolor.
I don't ever want to stop reading this book.
It's kind of incredible.
We have 3 more chapters, and I just don't want to stop.
I love this book.
Chapter 15. No, Monica said aloud. She
No.
tried the knob again,
No.
Ew.
but still it wouldn't move.
No.
Bridget, she
No.
called. Bridget, let me out of here. There was no answer, but Monica knew Bridget was standing silently on the other side of the door. "Please, let me out," she said. "I'm going to be late for dinner." Again, there was no answer. Now, Monica could hear footsteps receding across the wooden floor. Suddenly, all the lights in the stacks went out, leaving Monica in the dark. She started banging on the door, but it was no use because she heard the slamming of the main library door then. She was trapped in the dark. Panic began to rise inside her. Stay calm, she said to herself. She remembered reading that deep breathing led to relaxation. She took 2 deep, slow breaths and thought about her situation. She was fucked.
This page looks
Jesus
terrible.
Christ, this page is...
Guys, I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. Oh, this is when I started using coasters. You can see the top corner.
You hadn't nailed it yet.
I hadn't
'Cause
nailed it
looks
yet.
pretty bad.
Yeah, it gets better,
Oh,
I
it's good.
think.
It's good to know that you nailed it at the end.
I think. We'll find out
Yeah.
together.
Tune in.
I don't even know what to write down. What just happened?
She got locked in the stacks.
She took the doll to the library and got locked in.
She was locked in a strange room in the dark. That was all right, though. She had been in the dark many times in her life, and it had never hurt her.
What?
But there were worse things to consider. If she didn't get out soon, she'd miss dinner. Skipping a meal without an excuse was considered a serious infraction of the rules at the Chileen Academy.
What?
It could have been
What?
in fucking Italy.
Really? Yeah.
It's considered a serious infraction there, I'm sure, to skip a meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's probably like better food. I
Don't
wouldn't
even
wanna
try
miss
it.
that.
Well, yeah, but don't even try it. You look
You
too
didn't
skinny.
even try the cornbread.
You need to eat.
Yeah.
Put some meat on your bones. Since she was already on probation, it might be enough to get her expelled. Bridget probably knew that.
Oh, right. She got in trouble for, quote unquote, stealing Bridget's jacket.
You could get us all killed, or worse, expelled.
We just watched that.
It was a callback.
Hey.
At the thought of Bridget and the trouble she had put Monica through, Monica's fear turned to anger. She couldn't let Bridget get away with this. No way. I have to find a way out of here, she thought. As far as she knew, there was only one door. Maybe there was another door somewhere along the bookshelves, an emergency exit. She began to feel her way along the walls of the room, hoping to find a door she hadn't noticed before. But she circled the room and got all the way back to where she had started without finding anything. Then she had another thought. Maybe there was an extra key to the room, one for people to use if they accidentally got locked in. There must be another key, she thought, but where would it be? It seemed that the most logical place to hang a key would be on the end of one of the tall bookshelves.
What?
Monica began...
Does it? Sorry.
Wouldn't have been my first thought.
Yeah.
Monica began to walk among the bookcases, her fingers carefully searching the ends of the tall cases for hooks that might have a key. Her eyes were now beginning to adjust to the dark. Carefully, she went from one end of each bookcase to the next. The scent of old, dusty books filled her nostrils. As she turned a corner and began to search a new bookcase, she heard a sound. A rustling.
It was coming from the opposite side of the room.
Whoa!
For a moment, she held her breath and stopped moving, straining her ears to hear more. Silence. A book must have fallen, she thought. Maybe I jostled a book while I was checking the shelves. Then, more quickly, she resumed her search for a key. Rustle. There it was again, the same noise. This time it seemed to come from the same side of the room she was on. Another book, she thought. Rustle, rustle. The sound was very faint. It sounded like dry leaves blowing in the wind, but it was real, and it was moving closer. She couldn't ignore it any longer. Someone was in there with her. Someone or something. Monica's panic returned. She gave up her search for a key and began to run through the stacks away from the sound. Now, she was at the back of the long room. The musty smell was so strong it made her cough. There had to be a way out, some way to escape. Rustle, rustle, rustle! Monica turned a
Russell,
corner.
is that you?
Russell!
Russell?
Monica turned a corner and felt something brush her face, something soft and sticky. What does that mean? Is it like a pretzel?
Soft and sticky, like
Pretzels aren't sticky.
cotton candy?
Yeah.
Cotton candy would be soft and sticky.
Yeah.
Pretzels can be soft and sticky,
Gum?
Chris. Haven't you ever had like a cinnamon sugar pretzel from Wetzel's?
No, I want salt.
Okay.
Same.
Well,
Same.
get yourself. Well, have you ever tried one?
Why are you trying to make a pretzel a dessert?
Have you ever tried one? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I've had them. They're all right. But no, savory is better than sweet.
Right. Savory and
That's why I
sweet.
get excited on
Go
Bake Off when
hand
they
in
make something
hand.
savory.
Monica turned a corner and felt something brush her face, something soft and sticky like a Wetzel's Pretzels cinnamon sugar pretzel.
Or a cotton candy.
Or cotton candy, if I'm going to say you don't like pretzels. Stifling a scream, she reached up to pull it away. It was a cobweb.
Like cotton candy.
Yeah.
I like cotton candy. All right, guys. Okay, that's fine. Only a cobweb. That was a real R.L. Stein fake out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Russell! The sound was right behind her now. She spun around.
What?
Her heart...
Well, at least there's not a dog in this one.
I
because
know.
it would obviously be the dog
Yeah.
rustling.
She spun
Dog
around.
named Russell.
Her heart pounding fiercely in her chest.
There was a faint light moving from behind the bookcase directly in front of her. and moved around the bookcase and was now near enough for her to touch. Monica didn't reach out, though. She only stared, fascinated and terrified, at the shimmering figure of the ghost of Allegra Cheline!
Oh, no!
Chapter 16. Oh my god, this is so slanty. I thought this would get better when you did the coasters, but it didn't.
How slanty is it?
Very slanty.
Oh, that's not as
very
slanty as some of the other
It's
ones.
pretty slanty.
Yes, thank you. For a long moment, I'm like trying to wrap my eyes around it. For a long moment, Monica stared silently at the ghost. Allegra, with her solemn face and strange heart-shaped birthmark, stared back. "What do you want?" Monica finally asked, her voice a little more than a whisper, unlike what I did. You gotta tell us that shit first. In answer, Allegra slowly reached a hand out to Monica. Then she began to move toward her. "No!" Monica shouted, turning and running away. Her heart was beating so hard it felt as if it would burst. She ran back through the stacks toward the front of the room, her whole body trembling. Monica glanced back over her shoulder and gasped. The ghost girl was right behind her, having effortlessly and gracefully followed along. Again, Allegra, wearing an imploring expression on her face, reached out her hand toward Monica. "She wants me," Monica thought. "But for what? To kill me?" She took off for the back of the room and tripped on a small wooden stool, falling against one of the shelves.
I mean, an imploring face wouldn't be the worst face you would see on a ghost, you know?
She wants
No.
help.
Yeah.
She has
Imploring
unfinished
with your
business.
hand out is
Yeah.
not like kill me.
Yeah.
It's not like kill me face.
If I saw a ghost and it was imploring, I would be scared, but I'd be like, fucking finally.
Also, she's got her doll.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, you want your fucking doll.
your
Here
doll?
she is.
Yeah.
I feel like you would message me immediately, like, finally met one.
As it's happening, I would just text you, be like, I got a ghost right now. Right now, I got a ghost. She's
We'll try to
imploring.
send
You
you a
ever
pic.
dreamed about meeting ghosts?
No, I don't think
Oh, okay.
so. The closest I came was my fucking sleep paralysis, old crone vision,
Oh, yeah.
which is not
Oh.
great.
That sucked.
Which is
Never
bad.
had one of those.
Ooh, it's bad.
No.
I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
I tried to get into lucid dreaming once, but I think with like my snoring and my sleep apnea, it's just like, no, you're not allowed. But then it was like
Yeah.
almost like a half state of it. And it's just like, oh, you have all the bits of sleep apnea, but none of the visions. And it was very upsetting.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh, you gotta get a CPAP.
Doesn't sound fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to at some point. Anyway, several books fell to the floor as she pulled herself upright. When she dared to look back again, she saw the ghost right behind her, calm as ever. Not a care in the world, she's already dead. Raising her eyes to the ceiling, she saw a faint silhouette of ironwork. She remembered the catwalk that ran along the top of the room. Oh shit, it was foreshadowing. It wasn't dumb shit mentioned and then never mentioned again, like most of these books.
Totally,
Chekhov's
actually.
catwalk.
Yeah, it really is. I totally forgot about the catwalk already.
Monica climbed the ancient iron stairs, hoping the structure was strong enough to hold her. Each step groaned under her weight. Looking down, she saw that the ghost hadn't moved and was standing at the bottom, gazing up at her. Maybe, for some reason, the ghost couldn't come up there. Monica continued to climb, trying not to think about how high she was. She couldn't be that much higher than the highest bar in the uneven parallel bars in case she forgot that she did gymnastics.
Right. Also, okay, if you were just here's a quick what's the word I'm looking for? Question for all of you.
Aside.
A poll. If you guys found yourself in an old library that had like iron stairs going up to a catwalk, would you and you could go, like it wasn't like blocked, would you immediately go up there?
Yes.
100% yes.
Yeah,
1,000%.
1 billion% yes.
I would
least-
go even if it was marked off. I'd be like, I'm getting up there.
I would look around until someone wasn't looking, and then I would absolutely I would scamper up.
If it was marked off, I wouldn't go up there.
I'd go up there.
'Cause,
Yeah.
Like, I just
I'd
don't
want to go up more if it was marked off.
Same.
I have a deep-seated fear of not wanting to get in trouble.
What is wrong with us?
So much John.
What is fundamentally what's wrong with us?
You want it categorically, chronologically, alphabetically? We'll be here for hours.
Let's not actually get into it. It's too much.
These episodes ain't long enough for what's wrong with me.
Yeah, Bekah's she stepped out for a second, but I want to know. But anyway, Chris, keep going. We'll poll her when she comes back.
At least she reached the top of the catwalk and gingerly stepped onto the open grillwork. At one end of it, she could see a faint yellowish glow. Her heart leaped in sudden excitement and hope. Monica realized that the glow was a window that had been painted over. Why?
What the fuck?
What?
Balancing herself the way she did for the balance beam, in case she forgot she did gymnastics. She ran lightly along the catwalk toward the window. It was a small dormer window, not much larger than 2 feet square, but it would be big enough for Monica to squeeze through. The window was secured with an old-fashioned handle and latch. You know the kind. Mm-hmm. Monica began twisting and turning on the old handle, and at last she felt it give. With all her strength, she pushed on the window and finally opened it about a foot.
So Monica ran up the steps to the, as Kelly said, the Chekhov's catwalk.
Yes, yeah.
My question was, if you found yourself in an old library and there was like iron steps going up to a catwalk, would you go up there?
Yes.
Thank you.
Course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Of course you would.
If it was marked off, though.
If it was marked off, would you go up there?
What does
Like,
marked
do
off
not-
mean?
Like you can't
Like
go up there.
a rope saying,
Oh.
do not enter.
Like, do not enter because of peril, maybe? Or
It doesn't specify.
okay, I'd test it out a little.
Yes.
I feel
Yes,
like
good.
99% of the reason I joined stage crew in high school
Was to be up at the catwalk.
or in middle school was because I wanted to be up at the catwalk.
Yes.
Because my friends had done it the year before, and it looked really cool,
Yep.
and they were walking around up there, and
Yep.
it was like a whole secret world up there, and I
Yep.
wanted to go up there.
Whole secret world.
And then I got to go up there, and it was incredible.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah.
You feel like you're
You're just
you-
like,
you feel like you're important.
I'm 12,
Yeah.
and I'm on the ceiling of the auditorium. All the other kids are down there like fucking idiots.
I'm lording over all of you, you dipshits.
Yeah.
And you walk around just like clank, clank, clank.
I'm king of the theater.
If you're on a catwalk, you're king of wherever you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's awesome. All right. Well, we all discovered something about ourselves tonight.
I'm just writing
Yeah.
down Chekhov's catwalk.
But would it be wide enough for her to squeeze through? She sat back, catching her breath for a moment. At a sudden noise, she turned and saw that Allegra was on the catwalk, her arms outstretched, moving toward her. Without even thinking, Monica lunged toward the window and squeezed through. The next thing she knew, she was standing in the moonlight on the rough shingles of a sloping roof. Far below her, the sidewalk of the academy looked impossibly tiny. She had never realized that the building was so high. The roof that covered most of the main building seemed to be a mile below her, but she knew it really wasn't farther than a story. She looked back at the dormer window of the library and saw Allegra Chileen's face shining out at her. I want you, the ghost seemed to be saying. You're not going to get me, Monica thought. She sat down and carefully scooted toward the edge of the steep roof.
The most Baltimore
Directly-
thing Monica's thought this entire time.
Directly below her now was the roof that covered the main floor of the academy. It was a long drop, but she had no choice. Remembering her gymnastics training, Monica looked at the roof, gauged the distance, and focused all her attention on the landing she would make.
God damn it.
She took a deep breath, moved forward, and dropped. She made a perfect landing in the center of the roof.
Damn.
She could no longer see the little dormer window and had no way of knowing if Allegra was still staring out at her. Again, she scooted over to the edge of the roof. Directly below, not more than 5 feet down, was the roof to the front porch. I'm just going to finish this. Okay. This part would be easy, almost like a dismount from the uneven parallel bars. She was focusing her attention as before when she was interrupted by a familiar, surprised voice.
Oh.
Hey, what are you doing up here?
Chapter 17. Monica froze. Oh. Hey, Monica, what are you doing up there? The voice repeated. Monica relaxed when she recognized
Barney
Jimmy's
Fife.
dumb voice.
I was going to say bad Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, God.
Monica, babe.
Monica, babe. I'm looking for a cat, she said. It was the first thing that came to her mind.
A cat?
What? Jimmy stared at her in obvious disbelief.
Oh, I forgot about Jimmy.
You know that hang on. You know that orange cat that belongs to the cook?
I know that took
That felt
something out of
pointed.
you.
It's not pointed, but we were talking about that like 2 days ago. Monica said quickly, well, I saw her limping earlier, and then I thought I saw her come up here. Right, said Jimmy, laughing. Well, come on down. Let's go eat. If we hurry, they may still be serving.
Wait, where is this other child? Up the catwalk?
No, she jumped out a window.
Oh. And into where?
A roof.
And there's
And then down to a
Jimmy's
lower
on the roof?
She's on a roof, and then a roof, and then Jimmy's outside. He's like, what are you doing?
Okay.
What is Jimmy doing?
Yeah.
He's
I
outside.
want to know. That's what I would
taking
say.
in the
Creeping
night
around?
air.
Having a cigarette. Monica moved to where the porch roof sloped toward a trellis and slightly dropped to the ground. She then followed Jimmy into the main building and through the hall to the bustling dining room. Delicious smells filled the air. After everything that had happened that day, Monica was suddenly ravenous. She ordered mashed potatoes, biscuits, creamed chicken, spinach,
Ew.
a salad, and
creamed
2
chicken.
cupcakes.
I hate that. I
It's
hate that
what
I heard
you
that.
eat out west.
Yeah.
Everything
It's the
sounds
scariest
so
thing in this
beige
book.
except for the spinach.
Well, that's what I said. Like is
Just
that
a bunch
being,
of
like,
beige
just
food.
chicken and gravy, just like creamed
I
chicken.
guess creamed chicken is not a thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Chicken and gravy.
I've heard of
sounds
creamed
great.
spinach.
Yeah.
And that's delicious.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
regret this, but I'm looking up creamed
Oh
chicken.
God.
I'm suddenly very ill.
Yeah. Are you going to eat all of that? Jimmy asked, surprised. Just watch, said Monica.
That's
Really?
right. Don't let him body shame you, Monica.
I was gonna say very sassy for someone that was just running from a ghost like 45 seconds ago.
And then climbed down a roof.
This creamed chicken over biscuits. It literally just looks like biscuits and gravy
me
and
see.
chicken.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Okay.
I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, beige, like I said.
Beige.
But
yeah.
I'm less of a fan of gravy than Chris is, but you know,
I have a problem.
no, you just have a tendency.
a tendency towards
proclivity.
gravy.
I'll tell that to people then when they say I have a problem. I'll be
You
like,
gravitate
no, I
towards
just have
gravy.
A tendency. I gravitate.
No.
As they made their way to an empty table, Monica saw Bridget eating with her friends. Bridget raised her head, and when she saw Monica, her eyes opened wide in surprise. But a moment later, she turned back to her friends. Surprised, Bridget? Monica thought. Well, I've got a lot more surprises up my sleeve. What? Monica ate her food hungrily, laughing and talking with Jimmy and a friend of his who joined them, whose name was Jeff. She was in a better mood than she'd been in since coming to Chelene Academy, even better than when she'd won the gymnastics meet. It's so good to be here, she thought, with good friends and good food. The warm feeling stayed with her as she climbed the stairs to her room.
Could have been Italian food.
It could be not beige, but probably red
Yeah.
and green. And white. Oh my god.
And gelato.
Yes, gelato.
Let's go to Italy, guys.
I
Yes.
know. Just a bunch of basil and oregano and everything.
Yes,
Fuck off.
Bridget thought she could stop me, but she couldn't. And Allegra. At the thought of Allegra, Monica shivered. But relief flooded through her again when she opened the door to her room. With the doll gone, the room no longer felt haunted. Instead, it was just her room, Monica's room. I'm through with Allegra, she thought. I've given her what she wanted. The doll is back with the Chelene family things where it belongs. She got ready for bed and crawled beneath the covers and fell into the deepest and most peaceful sleep she'd had in weeks. Sometime later, that color looks great on you, Monica said to Kim, finally seeing her friend in the sweater she had lent her a few days earlier. I forgot about that sweater.
Oh yeah.
It also looks perfect with
Check
your
out sweater.
bracelet. Oh yeah, wasn't it like a pearl bracelet? And she was like, I have the perfect
I have a
thing,
beige sweater.
sweater.
It's a real through
Wow.
line through this.
That beige sweater looks great with your pearls. Oh my god.
Thanks for letting me wear it, Kim said.
I know,
It's
we've
so
been missing Kim
soft.
this whole time.
I just was thinking the same
Kim
thing.
is a
"Aw,
sweetheart.
Kim
Is the best hype man.
Thank God you're back.
I might never give it back, she laughed. Keep it as long as you want. I got it from my aunt for my last birthday, but it's a little small on me. Really? You can wear anything of mine whenever you want. I wish my aunt got me sweaters instead of books for my birthday.
I'd rather get books.
Yeah.
Guess it depends on the sweaters and the books.
I
At least
mean,
you
I
got-
like a good sweater, but I don't trust anybody else to pick them out for me.
That's how I feel about books.
Not
though.
Ant.
Yeah. I don't know what ant books are
fair.
like.
What if they were like, here's the secret?
They're both
Or
very
like-
personal.
Chicken soup for the soul or
I
whatever.
thought you'd like this.
You know what? Give me money.
Yes.
Just give me money.
Yeah.
I'll
Cash
buy sweaters.
equivalent is always what I want.
Yeah.
I would always rather have the cash
A
equivalent.
Kindle gift card. Just,
Yeah.
I'll be good.
Yeah.
At least you got that bracelet, said Monica. I wish someone would get me a bracelet like yours.
Stop wishing shit.
Oh my God.
You dumb bitch.
As they walked to their first period English class, Monica told Kim what had happened in the library. When I saw all that Shalene stuff, she finished, I realized that the doll should be there too. But then why did Allegra show up again? I think she probably stays in the library like most of the time,
What are you basing that on?
said Monica.
Spent like
Ne-
10 minutes in there.
Near her family's things, when I saw her, I just panicked. I was sure she was after me. Now I think she was just chasing me out of the library so that she could be alone with her doll. I don't know, said Kim. The whole thing is too strange. Everything about the Chalines is strange. What about your paper? Said Kim. Are you still going to write about the Chalines? I can't. Monica told Kim about Bridget stealing her topic. That's so unfair, said Kim. Mr. Taylor should have let you do yours on the Chalines too. I know. I was really mad for a while, but I found out what I needed to. It doesn't really matter anymore. Besides, the main thing is that Allegra has her doll back and she's not going to bother me anymore.
Or so you think.
I was gonna say this book's not over, so that ain't right.
I know.
I hope you're right, said Kim. I know I am. I just feel it. I still have to pick a new topic though. Come on, I'll race you to class. Laughing, the girls ran around the back of the main building to the classroom annex. Monica was a few steps behind her friend when Kim suddenly skidded to a stop. What's the matter? Monica asked, giving up already? And then she stopped too. Pulling away from the front of the building was an orange and white ambulance. A small crowd stood in the driveway, staring after the vehicle. What happened? Kim asked a red-headed boy next to her. It's Mr. Taylor, he replied. The history teacher. He had a heart attack.
OMG.
Here, you can read this page too.
She didn't wish for that.
I
don't
know.
think.
Yeah. Why did this happen? Is this
Maybe,
just unrelated?
Well, maybe Allegra was just fucking around.
She just grabbed his heart.
Allegra.
You know how ghosts do.
Or he just saw her.
Oh,
and he has
or
a
that.
weak heart.
Chapter 18. Mr. Taylor? Monica couldn't believe her ears. Yeah, the boy said. 1 minute the dude was standing up, talking to the kids going into his class, and the next minute he keeled over. You mean he's dead? Monica asked, horrified. I don't know, said the boy, but I can tell you he didn't look good lying there.
Who is this kid? Why doesn't he have a name? He's got
Regular
some good
Jerry
comedic timing.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. I don't know.
All my wishes, Monica thought. I was so angry at Mr. Taylor. I wish I could have a different history teacher.
I don't
and now
remember
I
that
will.
wish.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Monica, are you all right? Kim sounded worried. You're so pale. I was just thinking about Mr. Taylor, Monica said. I'm sure he'll be all right, said Kim reassuringly. My uncle had a heart attack last summer, and in 6 weeks he was... You don't understand, Monica interrupted. Kim, I think I caused it.
You what? Kim, Remember the necklace the doll was wearing? The one that said all your wishes? Kim nodded, confused. I think it has the power to make wishes come true. What do you mean? Said Kim.
Hey, let's just applaud Monica for finally getting there.
Finally getting it. What page are we on? Page 86. Almost 3/4 of the way through this book. What do you mean? Said Kim. What wishes? Well, for instance, I wish I had beat Bridget in the gymnastics meet. Then she had that accident. Then I wish I had a leather jacket. Bridget's jacket showed up in my closet. And she listened to herself explain things to... I got stuck in the voice.
You got stuck in the Balmer.
I got stuck in the Balmer. As she listened to herself explain things to Kim, Monica realized that what she was saying sounded crazy, but she also knew that she was right. Whoa, said Kim.
Having a doll that's eyes glow and seeing a ghost fucking constantly are crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Like, you're allowed to believe
you
this.
should have pieced it together
You've already
sooner.
seen a lot of crazy shit.
Are you saying you wish Mr. Taylor would have a heart attack? Of course not, said Monica. But I was so angry with him about the paper that I wished I could be in Mrs. Douglas's class. All those things are probably just coincidences, said Kim after a moment. Maybe, but I don't think so. I think this just proves how evil Allegra is. I don't know, Mon. I think you're imagining things. But I'm glad you got rid of the doll. That doll. Me too. Don't worry about it anymore, okay, sugar? Okay, said Monica. But in her mind, she saw again the ambulance as it drove away with Mr. Taylor. Later, Monica yawned. Her clock showed it was after midnight, which meant she'd been working on her English essay for over 4 hours. Her eyes were tired from working by the dim light of the small desk lamp. The lights out rule had gone into effect an hour ago, and she couldn't afford to get into any more trouble.
But she was so behind in her homework, she just had to keep at it. She stretched luxuriously, arching her back and reaching her hands high into the air before reaching for her algebra book. I'll do a page of math problems before calling it a night, she told herself. She took out a fresh sheet of paper and began working on the first problem. If a plane leaves Chicago at 12 noon Central Time, she read aloud, and a plane takes off from Denver at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, thump. Startled, Monica looked up from her book. It sounded as if there was something out on the stairs. Thump. There it was again, faint but clear. Maybe it's just the building settling, she told herself. But just to be safe, she got up and slipped a chair under the doorknob. Then she had to laugh at herself when she realized she was trying to keep out a ghost that could move through chairs and doors. So, maniacal laughter, because that's the only way you could have that fucking thought.
Also, where's she gonna sit now? I bet that's the one chair in the room.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And anyway, there was no ghost anymore, she reminded herself. The whole thing seemed so crazy. She appeased the ghost, obviously.
That on?
Turning back to her math book, she tried to focus on the problem again. The plane leaving Chicago left at noon, she reminded herself. She read it again. And a plane takes off from Denver at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Monica read the problem over and over, trying to understand what she was supposed to do. That shit, I could never do that.
Do they still do those? I wonder.
I don't know. I feel like I never really did anything like that.
I definitely
But I don't know. I've read it and stuff.
But
and
I feel like it was so fucking long ago.
yeah,
It's because it was.
we're old now.
I know. But, like, isn't that crazy to have those problems when you were, like, a child, and then by the time you're in college, you're like, whatever. I don't know. Like, read this book.
Yeah. Trying to understand what she was supposed to do. She'd never been great at word problems, and besides, she was too exhausted to think straight.
Then it dawned on her that what she was really doing was waiting for thump, thump, thump. There was no doubt about it. Someone was coming up the stairs. Holding her breath, Monica strained to hear more.
But the
Who could it be?
Doesn't make noise.
And why was the person climbing so slowly? Thump, ellipses, thump. Monica felt a shiver pass down her back. She shut her math book. The plane problem would have to wait. Maybe it's one of my friends, she thought. Maybe it's Jimmy. Maybe he can't sleep and wants to talk. Thump. But why would he climb the stairs so strangely? It sounded like a thing, not a person. Because apparently that's discernible. Mm-hmm. Thump. The last thump was loudest and seemed to be right outside Monica's bedroom door. She strained her ears, waiting to hear more. All she heard was silence. Someone must be playing a joke on me, she thought angrily, picturing Bridget's face in her mind. Well, whoever it is going to be sorry. She's Canadian now.
It's really easy to do that when you're trying to do Baltimore.
It's going to be sorry. She stood up, tiptoed across the room, removed the chair from under the doorknob, and yanked the door open. There was no one there. The hallway was dark and empty, but then she looked straight down at her feet and stifled a scream. Sitting propped against the door jamb, its eyes glowing red, was Allegra Chaline's doll. No, Monica whispered. Please, no.
Take us home, Kelly!
But the doll continued to sit there, staring straight into Monica's eyes. How did it get here? She wondered. Allegra brought it back, was the answer, the only answer. She's still after me, Monica thought in despair. How can I get rid of a ghost if I can't even get rid of a doll?
Oh my god.
It's just kind of annoying how obvious it is that the doll is evil
doll
and
is
not
evil
Allegra.
Yeah. But I am wondering, like
I know it's a book for kids, but
Yeah.
also, come on.
But I am. Yeah, it's silly that she's like, I'm more afraid of this ghost than this haunted doll with glowing eyes. But also, like, what do you do with the doll? Like,
I
feel
Yeah, what do you do with it?
the news articles had something about this, and the journal entries had something about a man named like Edward giving her the doll. So I feel like he's the answer.
Yes.
Whatever he's supposed to be, he's the answer to getting rid of the scary doll.
Definitely. Yeah.
Not Allegra. She was the victim.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the other presents were.
And maybe, yeah.
Allegra just wants to be let go.
Well,
Yeah.
and maybe Allegra's trying to show her, like, what to do with the doll. Like,
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. Like, I'm going to show you what I couldn't do because I
Yeah.
died in a fire. But, like, you got to kill the doll somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time with this book.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, Kelly, do you like this better
Good
than
shit.
Animorphs?
I like pretty much everything better than Animorphs, John.
That's fair.
Fair enough. When I asked Kelly if she would be on this episode, she was like, sure. And then there was a pause, and she was like, it's not Animorphs. Right?
I love you guys,
No,
but
I know.
I think I have reached my threshold for Animorphs like 3 Animorphs episodes ago.
Yeah. Which makes me want to just trick you into reading Animorphs with us again.
That's cruel.
Yeah, but
It makes me
isn't
feel
that
like
what you would do?
no.
No, Kelly.
Oh, Kelly?
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
I do appreciate some trickery. I'm not gonna lie. Some sneakery,
Some
some
sneakery.
trickery, some tomfoolery. I gotta respect it. But this is my meatloaf. I would do anything for love, but I will not do that.
I'll give it like another year before I make you read Animorphs again.
You know, yeah. Talk to me in a year. Maybe the trauma will have faded. I
yeah.
lost sleep thinking about the digestive tract of going from human to Animorph.
Oh yeah, that was the Fantastic Voyage episode.
It still haunts me. So,
It's
like
just,
this doll.
It's making me think that I want to read Animorphs again, but
Yeah.
I know I'll regret that
Oh, so hard.
once
So hard,
we
yeah.
start.
It honestly is, like, I don't know how many of these books we read a year, but it is one of those things where it's like, maybe once every like 2 years.
Yeah.
It's so few and far between that I want to go back to Animorphs, and it's always long enough where I forget how much it hurts me. And then within the first like 3 pages, I'm
It's like a
like,
tattoo.
Why did
Years,
they go
pork
back?
mature,
Why
yeah.
You're
do
like,
they
I don't
always go
remember it
back?
hurting that bad. It's
like
fine.
can't be that bad.
It's like childbirth, where your body releases hormones to trick you.
Yeah.
Like Animorphs, we're fine. Let's read another.
We're just like a little chloroformed every time we read Animorphs.
Yeah. Like, I got a lot of comedy out of it, so it had to have been good.
It must have been fun.
It's been fun.
I remember
doesn't mean
laughing
it's
a
good.
little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, it's so fun. It, like sometimes the worse it is, the funnier the episode is, which
Yeah.
is bad for us mentally, but it's good to listen to.
When you're
Hey,
reading
we're-
the words like Yerks and Yerk Pool
And Hork Bajir.
Hork-Bajir and Bug Fighters, you're like, I would have written my eyeballs out. It's hard.
I was just editing the next episode of my Dreamcast podcast that's coming out is for the game Blue Stinger, which me and Patrick remembered fondly and then hated. It was awful. It was a horrible game. And it's funny because I think it's the longest episode. We had so much to say about a game we absolutely hated, and I feel like that's truly, like, that's the thing, is, like, the worse
That's
the
your
experience it
Animorphs.
is. That's the Animorphs, but yeah. It's like, the worse the experience it is, the more comedy gold you can mine out of it, somehow.
Suffering is funny.
That's how How This Made has been on the air for like 15 years.
Truly, yeah.
Oh,
Tra-
well, now I feel old.
Tragedy plus time equals comedy. Sometimes you don't even need time. Kelly, thank you so much for being on this episode of us reading
thanks for
Phantom
having
Valley.
me.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Loved it. 10 out of 10. I don't know. I've never heard of these books because I loved Goosebumps, Fear Street, all the spooky stuff when I was of the age. But this one never made it to my library as far as I know.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this before.
These are very weirdly obscure. I didn't know they
Yeah.
were so obscure, but I found that out in, like, researching them and, like, trying to find anyone, like, tagging shit. Specifically, like, I've been looking up Phantom Valley, and I'm like, no one gives a shit about
And the
these
plot lines of the
books.
other books sound so amazing.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely do more and have you back for more.
Yeah,
Please.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's only 9 of them.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll cause a Phantom Valley renaissance
I would love that.
Oh.
Honestly, I would
or
absolutely love that.
resurgence
Yeah.
is the word I was looking for.
If I could, if we as a podcast can contribute to Phantom Valley getting its due 30 years later,
Oh no.
30 is a very cute estimate. I think it's closer to 40, but I don't know.
no, it can't be.
I was 8 and
No.
very close to 9 30 years
We're
ago.
we are at an age where all time math hurts my feelings, and I don't acknowledge it. Thank you.
Oh, well. Okay.
What year?
Wait,
yeah,
I can't
tell
do
us.
math.
Tell us. Tell us.
The evil one came out in 91.
91. So okay, so 32. Two? Wait. 2, 3,
Three.
4, 33. 33 years. Gross. Disgusting.
33.
Disgusting.
But I'm 33.
No, you're not.
But that's how old I was when the pandemic started.
Yeah.
So I'm 33 forever. Isn't
No.
that how it works?
You're 38 now.
No,
I think
I'm
that's how it works.
not. It's impossible.
I'm gonna be 40 in 2 months.
I'm 33 forever.
Oh my god, no, you're not.
I know, isn't that weird?
No, because I've known you for too long. That's not possible. No, because I'm 27, so
Yeah, we're all 27.
We need
It's
to-
fine.
Kelly's
We need to cherish
27,
our
I'm
time with
33.
Jonathan.
Aw.
Wait, what'd you say, Chris?
I said we need to cherish our time with Jonathan. He's not long for this world.
I do. Yeah, you know the brightest stars burn the quickest.
Well,
That's such a
I
Sagittarius thing to say.
wasn't really saying you were bright. I was just saying you're
High-fiving a
old.
million angels. Well, yeah, okay. Thank you, Kelly, for coming back for this. This was a super blast, and we'll have you on for something else soon that's not
Yay.
Animorphs. And
God.
And thank you for listening. You can follow Below Grade Level on TikTok and Instagram, and you can follow Cactus Rodeo on Facebook and Twitter, I think. I don't remember. I think I started a Twitter. Who fucking cares about Twitter at all?
Fuck Elon Musk.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Elon Musk. I had a moment of weakness, and I started a Twitter for this thing because I was like, I need to reach people. That was all.
The wrong audience.
But I don't know. On the record, fuck Elon Musk. I don't give a shit about SpaceX catching that rocket. Who gives a shit?
He made the Cybertruck. Looks like GoldenEye 1992.
It really does.
Also, be sure to check out The Sketchy Show,
Thank you, Chris.
which is another podcast that we do. And also check out Casting Dreams, the brand new Dreamcast podcast
Yeah,
by Jonathan Eaton and his good buddy, Patrick.
this episode's coming out tomorrow. So the next episode of Casting Dreams coming out next week is Blue Stinger, and I'm really excited about that one. And we got some very good episodes coming up if you are a video game nerd or you just like video game stuff in general. It's very nerdy, very nerdy. And you can contact us at podcast@cactusrodeo.com. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any recommendations for books you want us to read, or if you have any thoughts on the show. That's all from us. Thanks for listening, and we love you. Bye.
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 Below Grade Level is a Cactus Radio production. You can contact us at podcast@cactusrodeo.com. Subscribe and follow on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify, and follow Cactus Rodeo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more entertainment and updates.